Hi everyone. So last week I lost my virginity, and I'd like to give you a better idea of how I felt, okay, while experiencing everything that we did. Okay. The amount of pleasure that I had while experiencing those things. So I will remind you of what we did. We kissed with a thong. I licked her tits. I licked her pussy. Also, I put my penis between her tits. She gave me a blowjob with and without a condom. And we obviously had sex with a condom. So, first of all, I have to mention that I have some health issues. And especially a permanent, constant pressure on my forehead, which prevents me from having more pleasure. Okay, I'm going to feel less pleasure for certain things, and sometimes I'm even going to not feel much at all, unfortunately. So let's start with kissing. Okay, so, and I want to make sure that this was the first time that I kissed a woman on the mouth, with the tongue. It was the first time. So, how did I feel about that? Well, unfortunately for me, it was just plain average. Okay, and we kissed a certain amount of times with the tongue, and it's not that I don't like it, it's that I just don't care. Okay, it's not something that gives me pleasure, it's nothing like that. But I must admit that it may be specifically because of the pressure that I have on my forehead, like I said. In this case, it may make the difference. Okay, so I don't want to depress you or anything, because like I said, this may sound depressing for some of you, but this is not necessarily what will happen to you. Maybe for you it's going to be a lot better. I heard some people saying that, oh, it's incredible. It was so incredible to kiss that woman with the thong and stuff. It was amazing. Well, anyway, for me, it was not the case. Okay, but it's not her fault. So next we have licking tits. I also touched her tits and stuff like that. So of course, depending on different size of breasts and stuff like that, it could be more or less interesting. So again, in this case, I licked her tits just a little bit, to know how it feels like. And again, for me, well, in this case, I didn't really care. I'll be honest. It felt average. It didn't feel like anything that I will care about necessarily doing constantly. For my own pleasure, I'm saying. So yeah, this could also be related to my health issues. We don't know. But I absolutely wanted to tell you how I felt about that. Okay, so then I licked her pussy. So it's not something that I love doing. Okay, I don't really care about it. It didn't give me pleasure, but I was not disgusted either. Okay, maybe because she actually had a beautiful vagina. I don't know. Okay, maybe because for some women, it looks kind of disgusting. Okay, in this case, it was definitely not disgusting to me. But it will not be for my own pleasure. It will be to try to make her feel some pleasure. So, I don't know if I will be interested in putting like a lot of time in trying to get better at that. But it doesn't seem like it could be something that I could actually love doing. But who knows? So yeah, I also said that I put my penis between her tits, but I didn't have some lubricant, unfortunately. So I bought some, and it will definitely have been better with that. But yeah, it was still good, definitely. But like I said, I will have to try with some lubricant, and if I do that later, I'll tell you how I feel about that. But I didn't do it too much, but it could be more interesting, definitely. Okay, so then I received the blowjob with and without a condom. Okay, so without the condom on, it, I'd say, I mean, I'll start with the condom on. Okay, so with it may be kind of strange because it wasn't just last week, but I'm not sure that I remember exactly the feeling. Okay, I remember more how it felt without the condom on, but you could still feel something, obviously, a little bit. But yeah, it's not enough. But again, I will have to do it more to see if this is something that could be interesting of doing. I mean, specifically with the condom on. I may not necessarily care about that, to be honest, but I cannot say for sure yet. I will have to experience more with it. But it seems like, at least at some point, I wouldn't necessarily care about receiving blowjobs with a condom on. But, okay. Without it, I can say that it was definitely the best pleasure that I received, okay? It was the most interesting thing that I experienced, for sure. But from what I was expecting, I was probably expecting still at least a little bit more. But I don't think that it's a big deal in this case. So it was definitely pretty good, like I said. She's definitely not an amateur. But I didn't want to come, okay, like I said, because I absolutely wanted to have sex with her. And this could have been even much better. So there's a potential here. This is really interesting. I will have to experiment with that again to see if this is something that could be interesting in doing a lot more. But at least I have some hope when it comes to blowjobs without having a condom on. So finally, we have the sex, obviously. So I did it with a condom on, and I tried 3 types of condoms. So yeah, it was pretty disappointing when it comes to feelings. So I was not expecting much from that, but still better. So my personal experience, okay, is that while you penetrate the woman with a condom, and any of those actually that I tried, you don't feel anything. And it seems like a lot of people don't expect this. A lot of people that have never had sex don't expect something close to not feeling anything whatsoever. And I think that it's better for you to actually expect that, to not be disappointed, because it's going to be pretty close to that. Okay? And even if I have some health issues, it's probably pretty accurate, actually, in my opinion. So it's better to expect that. But I know that there's also other types of condoms that are supposed to give even more pleasure, okay? I haven't tried those yet. I tried 3 types, but even those that pretended to give more were garbage. Okay, trust me. So I will have to try those other condoms that I've seen. I'm not optimistic, but who knows? So I felt almost nothing, okay, while I was penetrating her. But sometimes when I was in Dougie, I tried to actually move her ass, you could say, a little bit harder, okay, on my penis, and I could feel a little something interesting, okay, but it's not necessarily what you think, the kind of pleasure that you're expecting. But it was kind of fine, okay, so maybe also depending on the size of the vagina and stuff like that, and the size of your penis, if the vagina is more tight or stuff like that, it could maybe give a little bit more pleasure, but it's a different kind of sensation. It's probably not what you're expecting if you're still a virgin. And like I said, you could be very disappointed. So, yeah. I am definitely interested in trying sex without a condom on, okay? Because it seems like it's, like, totally different, okay? But of course, there's some risks that come with that. So I don't know if I'm going to take this risk with a stranger, but it feels like I will have to try that, okay, to see if it's something that could help me, because I will say it again, everything that I experienced, okay, it was not enough. And I still feel like a 33-year-old virgin. Who knows, maybe sex without a condom could help me to no longer feel like a virgin. It's possible that it's such on a whole other level that it could even help my my mental state if I could have regular sex without a condom. But with a stranger, it's riskier, so I don't know. But I'll seriously think about it. Obviously, I'm very curious to know how this feels like, because so far, what I experienced has been mostly disappointing. And I will be honest with you. For me, okay, it may not be the case for you. For you, I expect this to be at least a little bit better. But for me, every single thing that I experienced felt overrated to me. That's right, just plain overrated. So, yeah, I expect some of those things to be much better without the pressure that I have on my forehead. But other things here, especially sex with a condom, I expect the thing to feel almost the same for you guys. So be prepared to be disappointed. But yeah, I just wanted to give you more details about why I still feel like a virgin, and it makes sense, okay, with my health issues and what we did. Now, this is not exactly what you think, but some of those things are definitely worth trying again, okay, to see how much they could help me, okay, but doing them only once is not enough. So what's next for me? How do I feel actually about the future for me? My future related to sex and meeting other women. Okay, how do I feel about that? What's next for me? Well, this is going to be the topic of another video that is going to come in the future. So thanks for watching, and see you later.